video is all about how to explain death to a child, or how to tell them that someone they love has died. Now, if you're watching this video, it means that you have loved somebody who has died, and I am really sorry for the pain that you're going through right now. I'm hoping that this video will help you to manage your emotions and also your child's, as well as this whole series of the Blue videos. When we need to tell a child that someone has died or talk about death, it's very tempting to try to protect them. Death is such a painful and raw experience that comes with so many difficult emotions that you're feeling right now, and to know that you're going to make your child feel them can be really difficult. So as parents, it's tempting to try to protect our children. This video is going to talk about this and the ways that aren't helpful and the ways that are helpful, so you will know that you're dealing with it in the best possible way for your child. One of the first things that's tempting to do is try to make death feel more gentle and more safe. And we often do that by using language such as, I'll use granddad for this video, but we might say, granddad died in his sleep, or granddad has gone away, or granddad has gone to a better place. Now, it might seem that we're helping our children and protecting them, but actually, when we use language like this, it can create so much more confusion and create more difficulties for our children because it's just not clear. So for example, if we say that granddad has gone to sleep, it can create a huge amount of anxiety and fear for children about going to sleep. They might worry that they are going to die in their sleep, or that you are going to die in your sleep. And it can create all kinds of problems about going to bed and staying asleep at night time. When we say that granddad has gone away, that's really confusing. Does that mean granddad's coming back? Why has he gone away? Have I done something wrong? Have I done something bad to make granddad go away? They might start wondering if you did something bad to make granddad go away. If we say granddad has gone to a better place, it makes your child question their life and what's wrong and why wasn't it good enough. So although it might seem we're creating a safety for our children, actually it creates more confusion and more worry and more fear. A really good way to try to explain death is to keep your language very clear, very simple but honest, so that there's no confusion. So for instance, if granddad died from coronavirus, you might sit your child down and say to them, I've got some really sad news. You know, granddad was feeling very poorly and he had coronavirus. Well, sadly, granddad died last night. The coronavirus got into his lungs and it stopped them from working. He wasn't able to breathe anymore. And because he wasn't able to breathe, his body has stopped working. Granddad's dead. The doctors did everything they could to try to make granddad's lungs work again, but they couldn't do it. I'm really sorry, but granddad is not coming back and we're not going to see granddad again. Nothing anyone could have done could have stopped granddad from dying. There's nothing that you did wrong, and I'm really sorry. That explanation doesn't leave any doubt in the child's mind that their granddad is not alive anymore and that they're not coming back. It's not to say it's going to be easy. It's still going to be really hard for you and your child, but there's no confusion. One of the difficult things about death is how uncertain it is. And when we can make it more certain for children, that creates a safety. Now, each of you will have your own individual and family beliefs about what happens to somebody when they die. But no matter what that belief may be, it can sometimes be helpful to explain that our bodies are like a shell. So, although Grandad's body has stopped working, it was like a shell, and inside that shell was the part of Grandad that made him special, whether you call that a soul or a spirit. And now that Grandad's body has stopped working, the spirit or the soul of Grandad has now gone to a different place. And you can then talk to your child about what your beliefs are about where that place is. When you tell your child, they might not react in the way that you expect, or you might have a few children and they each react differently. Some children might get very upset and very emotional and cry, and you can reassure them and hug them. Other children might be a bit not impacted on the front. They might go, oh, and then go off to play. Now, that's fine. It just means they need some thinking time to actually hear and believe what you've said to them. What you can do is go and check in on them throughout the day. Give them a few hours and just go and check in. Just say, you know what I told you about Grandad earlier? I'm just wondering what you're thinking. Now, if we say, I wonder how you're feeling, that's actually really difficult, because actually when something like that happens, most of us don't know how we're feeling. We're just overwhelmed or numb. But if you ask a child what they're thinking, it might be easier for them to talk about it. And it might take them a few days or a few weeks to actually connect with and understand that their Grandad has died. It's very likely that children will have lots of questions. It might be questions about what's going to happen to Grandad's body. Where is Grandad's body? They might want to ask you more questions about how things happened and what's going to happen next. It's really important for you to be as honest as you can be, for the same reasons we've already spoken about. It gives children more certainty. Now, some of these questions might be difficult for you to answer, and it's absolutely okay to say, I do want to answer your questions, but right now I'm too upset. Can you write them down and then we can talk about them another time? It might be that you don't know the answer, and again, that's okay. You can say, I don't know the answer to that. Why don't we find out? But if you can keep the communication open and honest, your child knows they can come to you. Sometimes, to try to protect our children, we might say things like, don't be upset, don't cry, don't be sad. The thing is, they are going to be sad. They are going to be upset. They will worry. When we tell them not to do that, it doesn't stop them from worrying. But what it does do is it stops them coming to us for help and support, because they think they're doing something wrong. If you can share with your child your grief, don't be scared to show them that you're upset. Cry in front of them. Initially, they might be shocked, and initially it might scare them a bit because they've not maybe seen you like this before. But if you can explain to them, I'm feeling like this because I miss Grandad so much, and I'm so upset. I will be okay, and I won't be like this forever. But right now, I'm feeling very sad. That's absolutely crucial that you do that, because then your child knows that they can have feelings too, that it's okay for them to be feeling angry or sad or all the different emotions that come with grief. They know that they can come to you for support, and that actually this is something you're going through together. As much as we want to protect our children, we can't protect them from everything, but what we can do is show them how to deal with difficult situations. So there's other videos I've made, the how to help your child manage their grief. We'll go into detail about how you can help them manage these emotions. There's the green series of videos, the mindfulness videos that you can do together to manage all these big feelings. There's also the orange series of videos which you can watch together, and it will help them understand your shared experience as well as their own personal one. So just to recap, when we're talking to our children about death or how somebody has died, keep your language clear and simple and not confusing. Show them your emotions. Let them ask questions and be as honest as you can be, and try to avoid telling them not to worry or not to be upset. I hope this has been helpful and given you a bit more confidence about how to talk to your child about death. Do watch the other videos and know that all of the adults at Earlham are thinking about you, and you are not on your own.